Yo, what is up? Welcome to Ninja Geek Games. In this episode, we're going to look at a few upcoming Kickstarters that are currently live that have already funded with quite a few days to go. So let's get started. First up is Escape the Night, a 1 to 11 player co-op game based on a fantasy horror reality web series. Here you've been invited to a house in the 1920s that you discover is possessed and must escape before it devours you. You must gather artifacts guarded by monsters to be able to return to your own time. However, at the end of each round there is a vote system where two players enter a twisted death challenge where only one of them survives. Mwahaha. Now, during the final round, the rules change somewhat and each player then takes actions racing against a timer. Contents of this game include character and monster cards, relic and death challenge cards, voting tokens and a tray, an hourglass and a game board. For the pledges, they include a standard game, but this has no stretch goals, to a signed premier game with stretch goals, foil cards, and access to live stream with Joey Graceffa himself. Now, I can't see how this can be a co-op if players vote against each other and then enter a challenge mechanic with only one of them winning. With player elimination like this, you'll want a short game, but I can't see how this game's going to work at lower player counts. And as you have a roll and move mechanic here, it's probably not for me, but probably enjoyable for those who are fans of the series. Next up is Ascension Tactics, a miniatures deck building game from the Ascension series. The contents are big with 38 miniatures, over 250 cards, a double-sided game board and modular terrain pieces. As with most deck builders, all players begin with a basic deck, but these get customised as you play, such as gaining heroes, monsters and constructs to aid your champion in battle. Cards can be played for both resources and to command your champion on that battlefield. A quick look at some of the champions include an assassin, a lycanthrope and Mechana. The terrain tiles include those that need to be secured, those that can restrict movement and line of sight during battle, and others that provide some sort of benefit to your champion. Now here there are many pledge levels, starting with a big entry level to ultimate bundles with collector's edition sleeves and the 10th anniversary edition of Ascension itself. Add-ons include sleeves and a carry case as well. Now this appears to have a light skirmish phase, driven by card play from deck building with no dice involved, and that does look intriguing. If you're a fan of Ascension, then this is probably for you. However, I've not played any of the Ascension series, and at a relatively high cost of the pledges, I don't know if there's enough of a game in this one for me. Lastly, Northgard Uncharted Lands is a deck builder for 2 to 5 players where you need to manage your deck to claim the Uncharted lands of Northgard. The game allows for exploration, resource collection, and some battles with miniatures. The core game seems a reasonable price, consisting of loads of 20mm minis, map tiles, action cards, dice, resource and building tokens, to name a few. There is also a War Chief expansion with upgrade cards and some really cool looking War Chief minis, plus another expansion that brings monsters into the game. The goal of the game is to have the most fame after 7 rounds, or a specific number of certain territories. For turn play, a player's hand consists of 4 cards where players alternate until all players have passed. At this point, players can then gain one of the development cards that were drawn earlier in the round, so I assume passing earlier might in theory give others an edge. However, you get to pick a development card first suiting your strategy. There is also a winter phase where players pay resources, meaning that these appear to be a necessity. It seems that each of the clans available have special powers and unique cards, which is appealing too, and the game does boast high replay value due to a limited number of cards from those available being put into each game, plus loads of stretch goals which have unlocked additional cards as well. Now, out of the 3 games discussed today, this is one that currently has my attention, especially since it's a deck builder, has a Viking theme and has some light skirmish. I understand this is a very light review of each game, but I'd be interested to hear your thoughts if you've backed any of these, especially the 2 that I'm not particularly interested in. This is Ninja Geek Games. Thanks for watching.